Gee, let's fucking go, Professor, you big sad sack.
There's $2 in the Dragon Swear jar for Latsy. What a start.
It must be getting pretty full now, Latsy. Is
Mate,
it?
I'm broke.
Hello, welcome to Rugby League Journeymen, another Rugby League podcast. We've come in hot this morning. The vibe, I'm going to say it's electric in here. There's accusations being thrown that I'm a little bit negative this morning. I don't feel it at all. And accusations that my wife might leave me soon, which, well, she doesn't watch this, so I'm sweet. All right. Where do they find us? At Rugby League Journeyman. That's everywhere. That is, where are we? TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Get on and follow us. This podcast is absolutely flying. It's on a rocket ship to the moon, mainly for one reason, and that's Jimmy Maloney going viral with stories of ex-teammates promising to get circumcisions.
Man, what a story. I honestly, when that came out last week, I wasn't expecting it to go as well as it has. But, mate, I was talking to him on the way in. It's been on scene over 8,000 times. Jimmy Maloney.
So have you missed it?
I spoke to Hino too. I reached out because he, Latsy obviously sent in the chat that he commented and said, at least let me give me a chance to explain. So reached out to Hino. He was unavailable today, but in the coming weeks, we'll get him on to explain his side of the story. That'd be great, mate. Get him back on around the grounds. Hino can tell his version of events, and that's what we love in the Journeyman podcast is each individual giving their version of events. And you tried to say I add salt to stories when that is in fact not true. And I don't think that you've added salt to this story, though, Jimmy.
Just to reset real quick, if you missed it last week, Jimmy Maloney revealed that the 2016, the inspiration for the Sharks breaking the duck and winning the grand final was that mid-season, Chris Hyington promised to get a circumcision. Sorry,
it gets better. The guy who does the circumcision, this is no joke, because he circumcised a family member of mine. His name's Dr. Dilly.
So have you lined somebody up to do it for Hino?
No, that's where you'd book the consult.
Oh, you booked it with Dr. Dilly?
Yeah.
I don't know if he was the actual guy, but I do remember I had to call a couple because a few of them said, we only do children, like they don't do adults. So it was a little bit of a mission, but as I said, it all got ruined when he got picked for England. So
yeah.
Better late than never.
Yeah, what a bastard. Well, there's talk of him doing it live on the podcast. So tune in for that and go back and watch last week's show where Jimmy told the whole story. It's an absolute cracker. What's on today's show, Latsy? Is that what you just asked me?
Yeah, mate. What's on today's show?
Well, Life and Times of Jerry and Jimmy. This is where that story came out. And you said last week, you thought of two just while we were sitting chatting.
Yeah.
It's your turn this week.
Yeah. Look, I had a bit of a yarn to him on the way in and I got something. Mate, why don't we do a Life and Times of James Rochford? Because you've come in picking up seeds today, which is my analogy of an emu.
Let me tell you what's happening.
Real sad.
Tell me what's happening. My wife is in Dubbo.
Yeah.
She's working. So she's a doctor, and once every 5 weeks she goes away and does clinics for a week somewhere remote, right? And she's in Dubbo. So I've got the two kids to myself, and I have to come in and just put up with you straight away, just going me. So I apologise if I've come in a little hot. All right, I got bloody Jimmy Maloney throwing accusations about my lifestyle choices straight away, but I'm going to warm up. Because, mate, I've told you, you're an inspiration. I know it's fake. I've learned that it's a whole fake positivity thing, but your fake positivity.
Wow, mate,
does that hurt you?
You're just vicious today. You're a vicious man. He's the first bloke to ever have to look after his kid for a week on his own, Maloney.
Well,
somebody get the violin out.
He does that regularly.
I was going to say.
I do it 1 week on, 1 week off, baby. Remember, you should tell the John O'Wright story. Remember that? Remember when he left the Bucks, he goes, you don't understand what it's like to have kids. And he pulls out his photo and goes, I've got 3 kids, mate. I do understand.
So Jimmy did.
John O'Wright.
Yeah, right. No, look, hey, all I'm saying is I haven't chosen to divorce my wife. So when I get thrust.
What if she meets a good bloke in Dubbo?
Well, that's fine.
Positive.
Then when I get my week on, week off with the kids, I'm ready, I'm prepped. I've got a week to prep it. Yeah. I'm assuming this is what you're like.
Oh, mate, 100%, mate.
Are you as torturous with your children as you are with me and Jimmy? Or are you more relaxed, less of a Labrador?
Me and Jimmy are great. It's just you big emu.
What else is on the show? The Positive Place is back. That's good timing. So today in The Positive Place, I've asked these two, the teammate you were saddest to see leave the club you were at because they were such awesome human beings. Have you got stories for me?
Yeah, I've called in about 5 ex-teammates to tell the story about when I left the club. So
5 different clubs. Jimmy, have you got a teammate lined up? Save it.
I'll have to think.
Have a think. Yeah. All right, very good. Our favourite segment, other footy news. A little bit of a slow week in footy news, but there's a couple of things we can chat about. You know, when like the headline is Allianz Stadium flooded, you know, there's not a lot going on. We can talk about that. Latsy's awesome stats. Have you got something for us this week, Latsy?
Oh, no.
Good work. Preview the weekend's games. Round.
That I've done. I've researched. I'm
Have
good.
you? You got a little something very good. Round 20. What are we at, boys? Round 20.
We've got 3 games to go.
Is that 24?
5.
Is it 25? Yeah. No, yeah.
27 rounds.
25.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jimmy, the man without a calendar. He knows his rounds. Round 25. And then finally, would you rather? Jimmy, I don't know if we've got one. The one last week was good because it made us think.
Did it stay in? Oh, it was
Was
not,
a clean one.
Yeah.
Have you got one? Have a think for that as well, Jimmy. I've now gotten the rundown. How is everyone? We've kind of covered that off.
Back to the calendar. Can we touch on our mate Maloney?
Yeah, sure.
Obviously, for our listeners and watchers on YouTube, you know, we try and organise this podcast pretty early. So
You
we're
guys are
locked
good.
in.
You're very good at it.
Yeah, get the studio sorted. And James Maloney messages at what time yesterday afternoon? Oh, I can't get the studio. just throws it on us. And obviously, Professor was in a hissy fit because he's got 2 kids on his own at home. Mate, I was easy as. I was like Bruce Lee. I was like water. I just went with the flow.
Oh, mate, you.
Can we go through Jeremy Lattimore's dummy spit when? Oh, it would be really nice if we could tell me earlier
You did.
because it's really thrown me out. And
I had that moment where I understood what your wife used to go through.
And now I know why your wife goes to Dubbo.
and then we basically educated Jeremy on Bruce Lee and the ability to be water, and just
That's what he said to me on the
roll
phone.
with
That's what he put in the
punches.
WhatsApp. I appreciated that, Jimmy. It made me smile. But look, to be fair, Professor was
Be
calling
water,
me.
Jeremy.
Professor was calling me off the record, and he wasn't happy.
I was coming up with solutions. What you are the
take
king
a
of
look at
GST. Tell the truth.
No, you look for problems.
You
not
weren't. You were
solutions.
not. You refused to answer the phone to Jimmy. I'm not answering. And I said, mate, it's fine. He can do it from home.
I was busy with my kids. I'm a single father.
You're a
And now
liar.
have a look. I haven't had to go anywhere. I can do it right here.
Yeah, no, it's good. I can't even see you. The view's that nice. and I can't hear you either.
Tomorrow when you write in your journal, I want you to write, today I'm not going to tell fibs on a podcast. Okay? Because that's
Yeah,
what
but
you've come
funny.
into.
That's funny.
Jimmy, how did your Cowboys go on the weekend? Let me have a look here.
Yep, we had a good win against Canberra.
Oh, you pumped them. Yes, very good. 42-4. Everybody happy?
Yep, mate. Well, that pretty much will guarantee us semi-finals. We can't miss semi-finals from here. So, got the bye this week, so a few days to freshen up and get away, and then we go get ready for a big one up here at home against Melbourne on Thursday night, next Thursday.
What's King Jimmy got planned for his weekend off?
No, it's not a weekend off, Jeremy, because we play Thursday night, so we'll be back in Saturday.
Oh,
Saturday,
really?
Monday, Wednesday will be our week leading into the Thursday game. So I've had yesterday, today, and tomorrow off. So kids are at school, missus is at work, so
So we know what you're doing,
He's barbecuing alone.
don't let me put my pants back on so I can do the podcast.
Like the COVID Zoom calls. Mate, obviously Clifford come into the halves last week from a team performance. Do you think he affected that result? Like, did he play well?
Mate, he played really well. So got his opportunity. I think he was given our man of the match afterwards. He came in and just did the basics right. He defended well. He brought his running game and made it. This whole side played well. So, he had a really good game on his own. So it was good signs.
Bit of a St George Dragons effect out there on the weekend. Obviously, Val signed for the red and white last week and goes out and plays his best game all year. That's what our football club does. We bring people up.
Yeah, he's going good.
We beat Titans, we're in the eight.
Yeah.
For your bat, cemented our place.
I hope you can make the finals, bro, and scrape into that 8th place, mate. I'm rooting for you.
Hey, who's your opposite blue shirt when you come up against Canberra? Is there a former Canberra great that you're spraying water on?
No, I don't know who their blue shirt was.
He's a Port Macquarie boy, Isaac Pridas.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I actually know him.
Yeah, right. There you go. Well, that's a shame. All right. Hey, Latsy, I like to come to you for your fight preparations.
Yeah.
You're slimming down, you're bulking up. What's your phase at the moment?
I was 113 today.
Are you trying to get down or up?
No, I'm heavyweight, so it doesn't matter. But no, it's going well. It's
Fucking oath, he's a heavyweight.
And how's ticket sales for your big fight?
Oh, I think it's sold out.
Is it?
Yeah, after
I'm
we
not
spoke about it
surprised.
last week.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Is it the same sort of prices as the UFC in Perth? Like, is it 2,500 ringside, 900 for up in the bleachers? Is that?
A few of my mates in mine and Maloney's crew were complaining about the price of a table, the tight asses, but
It's buy one, get 10 free. So they all share it around, and you wouldn't believe how many people are excited to see Latsy get his head punched in. So no wonder there's a fair crowd.
Yeah.
don't put that energy out there, bro. Don't put that energy out. Now, Professor's, he'll come wearing like a shirt for the other bloke I'm fighting.
I
Big
100% will.
Mate, you are so negative, man.
Is it just today?
Your gravity. No, I don't know. You just got this look in your eye.
Okay. I've got 40 minutes to turn it around, mate. Mr. Positivity, I want to walk out of here whistling and skipping. All right. That is your goal.
Done.
You know what I do next? I praise our apparel partners, Budgie Smuggler. So great to have them on board this year on Rugby League Journeymen. You can see us wearing the kit at the moment. We've got our heavyweight wearing the Budgie Smuggler T-shirt. That's fantastic. And then Jimmy up there in the north, the same T-shirt. Have you got the Budgie Smuggler undies on, Latsy?
I've got the Jocks on.
Let's have a look. It's bamboo lining to keep your tools secure. Just while you're doing that, Jimmy, I'm currently wearing the hoodie. It's like wearing a hug. My God, these Budgie Smuggler outside.
Rubber duckies today.
Look at that. Fantastic. They're available. You can get a whole bunch of different ones. We've got the 4-pack behind me here. Also, if you go onto budgiesmuggler.com.au and you use the code Journeyman, you will get a massive 23% off. So go on there. Buy your undies, buy your Budgie Smugglers, buy your hoodies, buy your hats. This is a hat as well. Yeah. The hats are available. Hats are outstanding. What's this one? A chili?
Especially when you've got a swimming cap. So if
when
you
have
are
a
bald,
swimming cap,
get that hat. Yep. It's called the Professor option.
It is the
and it brings
Professor.
you down.
It does. No, it lifts you up because it's Budgie Smuggler. It's great to have them on board as a apparel partner. Again, go on Journeyman,
Love
type
you,
it in.
Budgie.
And then they know how many people are watching. They can see whether it's worth them investing their money, and then hopefully they make us all incredibly rich.
And get more Jimmy Maloney stories. So keep us alive. Keep us alive.
Yes, very, very good. All right, hey, it is time now for the life and times of Jerry and Jimmy. Jerry, it is over to you this week. Tough act to follow. That one last week, as we said,
Man.
has definitely gone viral.
Yeah.
Have you got one?
Yeah, I was obviously, our best stories have sort of been told, but there's still a few in the woodworks. And as I was driving in, Maloney's like, look, I'm just going to start making up stories. I'm like, I will never fabricate a story. I go, don't do that, ever.
Wow.
No, so I'm going to throw it back to how me and the great man met. Obviously, 2006, I was at Cronulla Sharks playing under 20s in reserve grade. He was playing at North Sydney Bears, and we both signed for the Parramatta Eels. So I think I actually met you once out at Parramatta when we must have went out there to do something, but we were moving in together. And then our first initial...
Whoa, you'd only met once and you were moving in together?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a pretty quick start to a relationship.
It was. And it got intense fast.
Did the club put you together, or did you just go, hey, Jimmy?
Yeah.
We're
No.
both going.
They just go, look, two rogues.
So, yeah.
One really good footballer, one average, one really clean guy, one filthy animal, one guy who doesn't use skincare, one who loves skincare. That's me. Anyway, we went. So our initiation, Michael Hagan had taken over as coach, and we went on a camp up to the Central Coast. So one of mine and Jimmy's best mates, who I'd never met, picked me up from Cronulla, and us three now are like best mates.
Who's the third blood?
Jimmy Greehand, his name is. Shout out Jimmy. And we had to pick Maloney up on the Central Coast, on the way to the Central Coast. And he's standing on the side of the road. He's like, that's me, bro. Up here waving, bro. That's me on the side of the road. So anyway, straight away, I'm like, fuck this guy. He's got no shame. Get in. Like, very forward, quite intense off the bat. Anyway, you get around the NRL boys, and none of us had played first grade at that point. And most of the other guys who hadn't played first grade sort of went back into their shell. Not big Jimmy Maloney. He's took the bull by the horns and made himself acquainted with the NRL boys that night on the syrup. And one of the boys, I can't remember who it was, ends up, I think he said it to Eric Groth. He goes, mate, who's that young fella over there? He doesn't shut the fuck up. Because he was a bloke, I think it was one of the boys that come to the club, and he goes, nah, he's actually just come to the club like yourself. He goes, mate, he's acting like he's Peter Sterling. He's been here since the 80s. So his nickname at Parramatta was Sterlo.
So Jimmy, you just came straight in?
Off the bat.
G'day, boys.
We went up, it was a couple of night camps.
Was it entrance?
And then it was this, yeah, we're up like Shelley Beach or whatever, and then it was Melbourne Cup Day, because it was November or something. So it was like then. I think it was like Melbourne Cup Day, and I was sort of talking around. I said, "What's the GO for this?" And the boys were like, "Shackles off, boys! Like we're tearing in." So then we all started tearing in, and then I think I got around, and then I started just going skull this, skull a drink, or whatever. And then I think I tried to make skull, and he was like, "Fuck off." And I was like, "Bro, you a pussy, skull." and then he was the one that goes, "Fuck, who's this bloke? Was he around?" And they said, "No, we don't know. He just got in this year."
Mate, you know you're not.
I
trouble when
I deliberately
left the name out. You know you're causing problems when saying, "Hang on a second, mate, that's too far." Mate.
No. So that's how it happened. And then I think it was like the next morning, because we had to get up and train
On the sand, down at the sand at Terrigal, wasn't it?
Yeah, was it Tony Zappia? Was it Zap that was? I'd gone to sleep. I was in sleep, and I somehow had like Michael Lett's boardies on, and then Zap's waking me up, and I'm like, fuck off, like hung as. And he was like, "You want a drink? Get up and train." So went down the beach, and we had this running session, and I was dead set try and just stay upright and not fall over. So it was a good time.
There you go.
But the thing is, and this is fucking fair income, he's not changed from that bloke at 20 to now. He's the exact same. He's just got a few kids.
How did you go with Hindy? Because I worked with Hindy for a long time, and he's not one to suffer fools. Did you and Hindy get on?
Massive beef.
Yeah,
Massive beef.
Get on good. Yeah.
Massive beef.
Sounds like beef. Should we? Massive beef. That's definitely describing Hindy. All right. Should we get into some footy news, boys?
Yeah. What do we got around the grounds?
Well, let me start with this. Wednesday, they will induct the 14th Immortal. The 13th, I believe, was Mal Meninga, 2018. The few names have been tossed up.
There's no shortlist. Is there a shortlist?
There is a shortlist. They're tossing up.
Do you reckon I'll have to fly down to Sydney for that, Professor?
Well, this is
why I can collect it from Townsville.
Mate, you can just get it from up there. You can just phone in on your kid's headset like this.
Can you turn the lights on like you did before, Jimmy?
Yeah, let's see this.
Yeah, do you want to see it?
The disco Jimmy at his best.
I might leave them on for the rest of the show.
Yeah, I love it. Leave it on like that. That's fantastic.
God bless you, James.
Let me tell you the shortlist. Cameron Smith and Darren Lockyer, they're in the frame.
Yeah,
obviously,
nice.
two blokes
I
that
agree.
you guys played against. Ron Coote, Alan Langer, and Peter Sterling. That's kind of the short list of, they're the top five they're saying. I think it's about 70 they narrowed down. And of course, and James Maloney, I missed there, is the sixth name. Cameron Smith, Darren Lockyer, Ron Coote, Alan Langer, Peter Sterling, they're only saying one.
How good's the Ronnie Coote?
I mean, he should be inducted in. He should be in the rhyming slang.
Him and Darren Brett.
Ronnie Coote would have to be like, he's a legend of the game, obviously for his performance and footballing ability, but how good to be named after a route. Like,
I think it's the other way around, Jimmy. I think.
Hey?
Yeah, I think it's the other way.
I'm going to call him Ronnie Coote after a route.
Yeah, I think it was
vice versa, whatever. But how good is it to have your
Not vice
have your
versa.
name?
Oh, have you heard from Sandra Heinington? Did she watch the show last week?
She don't watch it, Latsy.
I reckon
will,
she may have
though.
after the 4-y.
Yeah.
Her hubby's 4-y.
So I want you to pick out of those five boys who should get that 14th spot.
Man, I was a massive Broncos fan as a kid, so Alfie and Lockyer were like my heroes. So I'm going to go Darren Lockyer.
Darren Lockyer? Should leapfrog Alfie?
Yeah, I reckon.
Why not Alfie?
No, I don't know. Just that night at the Normanby when he played up, he sort of threw himself out of contention.
When you two basically ruined his chance.
Fuckhead.
Who are you going, Jimmy, out of those 5?
Did you say Ronnie Coote? I'm going Ronnie.
Well, it might end
awesome.
up being Ronnie. I mean, Sterlo, surely Snorky Pete. 4 premierships.
He won 4, did he?
4, but I think it was 5 finals, like 4 in. So what were they? 82, 83, 84, and 86. Is that right? Sorry, Steve's just calling out here. 81, 82, 83. And what was the last one? 86.
When
you want to be.
and Lattimore were born.
How many premierships did Ronnie Coote win?
Can you look that up for us, Steve? How many premierships Ronnie Coote won, please?
And how
Who
many
else
Ronnies?
do we have? Cam Smith.
Cameron
Smith would have won a heap.
On the books, though?
Mate, you got to.
They still won it, mate.
They did.
They did too.
Broncos, Lockyer and Alf, they both would have won a heap.
Yeah, so they
Outlanders.
went back to
They were
back.
92, 93,
Yeah.
96.
Were they there
Super League,
in
97?
2000 and
They won Carmichael
01?
Hunt and that. Oh, actually, did Lockyer play in that Carmichael Hunt one?
okay, Ronnie Coote's 4 at Souths and 2 at East.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, that's got to be like 25 comps between the 5 of them or something.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
That's why they're going for immortal status, James.
Let me talk to you also. Same night, 11 Hall of Fame inductees.
Is that the one on the weekend? They named this?
I thought it was the same night. Well, I didn't read the whole article. Sorry? It's all being named tonight because it is Wednesday, so they're doing this tonight. Obviously,
right.
Our thing comes out tomorrow, so that'll date. Let's hope you've picked the right bloke, Ronnie Coote. Oh, yeah, we'll see. That's your guess, but people will know by the time this comes out, so we might look like idiots.
Imagine that he flies down
Well,
later and he
he's
didn't come
won
down for our
6
party.
comps, so.
Yeah. Hall of Fame inductees: Cameron Smith, Jonathan Thurston, Billy Slater, Cooper Cronk, Greg Inglis, Sam Burgess, Benji Marshall, Lionel Morgan, Les Boyd, Benny Elias, and Steve Renouf.
I heard these names the other day. Yeah,
Pretty
okay.
amazing list of names there.
Yeah, because wasn't there, because Broman, the big man, come out, there's a bit of beef still there with Les Boyd.
Les Boyd, he
because
doesn't
what
think-
he's done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he broke his jaw.
But then he
in
eye gouged
Origin.
someone and got 12 months as well.
Yeah. What do you reckon?
What about Sammy Burgess has squeezed in there quickly, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's not
a fair
long out of the
player.
game. He was pretty good though, wasn't he,
Yeah.
Jimmy?
Yeah, decent player. Not denying that, but like in all the guys, like if you look at their resume, when Sammy got the 1 at Souths, obviously taking Souths to the comp was a pretty big thing, but like he only played, how many games did he play over here?
Professor's
NRL
on
games,
having a
big
he's
game.
looking now.
Yeah, hang on. NRL game, Sam Burgess. You guys chat amongst yourselves?
It just seems like he did, like he was over, what, he might have had, what, 5 years, you reckon?
No, longer than that, bro. I played him 2018. I reckon he was. James Graham was
Oh, yeah,
2012.
when I was at the Warrior, he come over when I was at the Warriors. So that was a long time, yeah.
Mate, he played
180.
Yeah, well, 96 and 86 in his 2 stints. So
Oh yeah, because he had a stint in
100
rugby. Yeah.
Yeah. So
How long off? Oh God, I said 180 something.
Yeah.
I'm on the money. God, that's what I played total NRL games. Let's go.
There you go.
Yeah, I think he's.
When did he go to rugby? That's right.
He did one
between.
year, and then they 2015, and then they had it was a home World Cup, and they didn't make it out of the pool stages, and the whole country basically blamed Sam Burgess.
Really?
Became the scapegoat. Yeah, because he was playing outside centre.
So he's not going to be a Hall of Famer in rugby.
No.
Then, that's for sure, is he?
No, I don't think he will be. And obviously currently
boy.
coaching Warrington Wolves. So
You doing well?
yeah, doing very well. Let me ask you this question: do you think your old mate Jimmy Maloney will ever get into the Hall of Fame? 2 premierships. Oh
No.
I'm asking. Hey, mate, I'm asking Latsy. What do you reckon?
I don't know, mate. Like he
Pretty
two
good resume.
premierships.
Yeah.
Lost with the Warriors. Played a big role in getting Melbourne to the 09 grand final. He told me. Plus New South Wales won a couple of series. Queensland, Australia. Mate, I don't know. Potentially, he's a legend in the game. He's one of the best halves of the 2000s.
Do you think this podcast is helping his chances or hindering?
One of the best stories. His best storyteller. Done.
Well, maybe
He
he
won
could
it.
get to the Hall of Fame, but he's just hosting. He's just the MC, and he tells a couple of yarns.
But he'll do it on Zoom. He's going to do it on Zoom from
Like
his
the
kids'
comedian
lounge room.
that goes to the Logies.
Hey, sorry, I can't make it down. I'm just going to do it with my kid's headset on. Is that sweet?
Yep, perfectly fine.
Other news floating around,
Latsy.
as I mentioned earlier, big hoo-ha around the lack of drainage on Allianz Stadium. Spent $828 million, forgot to put a plug hole in. Like,
Is that what we pay taxes for?
I think so. And so, I mean, it is a slow news week when that is like on the front of all the Fox Sports and Daily Telegraph and everything.
It is quite big news, though. Like, it's our second biggest rugby league stadium.
It was wet.
Yeah, but it was a 10-minute rain period, and it did that. It was like 8 mil of rain. I spoke to Tim Bailey, confirmed, and it looked like shit for the whole game. And look, to be fair,
8 mil.
8 mil.
8 mil, that's like...
Yeah, but it was
Less than a
in an
centimetre.
intense short period of time, James, just before they ran on. So it obviously got clogged on the surface. But yeah,
What's
I don't
the
know.
theory behind when you call him James? Like, 'cause
When he's in trouble.
When he's in trouble? Yeah, I've
Naughty
noticed
Jimmy.
that.
Jimmy's when I like him.
Thinks he's me dad.
Yeah. Now, James, yeah. All right, so it is big news, you're telling me. What about when you guys used to play? Did you love it when there was a bit of water on the surface? Because I remember being a kid and running and diving in it and stuff, or is it a pain in the ass?
Jimmy?
We played. I'm just thinking about Allianz. So we played. There was a Anzac Day game there, and it stopped. I don't know if you just remember. It stopped for like 15 minutes. The game got held because it had massive hail and like just had
I
an
remember.
absolute
Yeah.
torrential downpour, and then that stopped. That had puddles everywhere. So that's the same stadium. They probably use the same drainage system.
That wasn't his question. He asked if you enjoy playing in it.
Oh, mate, you are on one today, all right? You think I'm on one?
No, but I
Mate,
love keeping him
I was
honest.
just saying. I was just talking because we were talking about the water in that stadium. It just relates to that, Jeremy. But no, I didn't. I didn't
I'm
like-
Jeremy.
I didn't like playing in the rain, just like I didn't like playing with my mate Latsy either.
Oh, that's ruthless. Well, I love playing with you, James. You're the second best halfback I've ever played with.
Oh, who was the best?
Anyone but James.
Very good.
Now, look, I love playing in the rain. I
Thank
threw it
you.
to him because I thought he'd have a mad answer, and he starts talking about the fucking drainage. I love playing in the rain. It brought everyone back to my speed.
Slow everybody
exactly.
down.
You can't do anything in the rain. You kick, chase, tackle, and that's
Boom.
no fun.
Man, I built a career off it. Help yourself.
You kicked and chased.
No, I chased.
How
Did you
many
ever?
kicks?
Yeah, did you ever kick in a game?
No.
NRL.
No.
What happened? When did
No,
you
I
kick?
haven't. I didn't.
Did you?
No, I don't think so. I can't remember. I got CTE.
Okay. There you go. Latrell Mitchell.
He kicked off one day.
No, I kicked a goal from the sideline at Wentworthville in reserve grade.
Is there any vision of it?
Kicked off when the coach didn't put you off the bench onto the field.
Anyway,
Moving on, Latrell Mitchell set to avoid 2025 NRL suspension. He's obviously out for the rest of the season. They're pushing pretty hard, and the Rugby League Players Association are behind South that he basically, I think it's one game that they gave him, along with a significant fine for the photo, that they're saying he should serve that while he's injured rather than missing the first game of the 2025 season. Latsy, you've got your hand raised.
yeah, that got a fair bit of interaction. Jimmy's deciphering of that situation. Mate, just really good analysis. Obviously telling great stories, but yeah, analysing the situation well as well. And can you now give us your analysis on the Latrell Mitchell suspension? Do you think that's okay and the fine?
Yeah, I didn't know anything had come out. So
Yeah, we just
one
told you.
game.
It's expected. Mitchell is expected to accept. He's going to accept a one-match suspension.
Yeah, well, sweet. Well, then one game will pass. As soon as he accepts it, it'll be the next game, wouldn't it be? That's like a pretty logical. I accept one game, so the next game you miss.
But what
there
they're
you go,
saying
move
is
on.
that
Because he's out injured.
he's out
he doesn't
injured.
listen. He's
No,
not
I
listening
know.
today.
Are you actually playing?
I know he's out injured, but does that matter?
Be
And
honest.
then they could. So then South will just go, oh, we name him. He's not injured this week. Oh no, he can't play. He's out. Like, mate,
Oh,
why
that-
are you going to carry on a punishment like a one-match punishment to 6 months' time? Stupid. How stupid.
Well, they might be an honest club that wouldn't do that, Jimmy. Is that the
Mate,
type
you
of
accept
gear
one
going
match,
up there in Cowboys? Is it?
If you accept one match, then you're excluded from the very next match.
Right.
That's how it works.
All right, there you go. I told you, slow news week.
It is a slow news week, isn't it?
Yeah.
A few props actually getting tossed up at the Dragons. Want to talk about that? Saifidi, Corey Horsburgh.
Are they going to take
And then
the
I read
big red?
Campbell Gillard the other day potentially mentioned.
Is he leaving? Is he definitely leaving Para?
Well, I don't know. Obviously, Riles is coming in and he's doing a bit of a makeover of the squad. So, and I think Big Reg is getting paid a fair wicket.
How much salary cap have the Dragons got?
Mate, you know that Flano's crafty with the salary cap.
Oh, what does that mean?
No, like he's
what
always
does
good
that
at man
mean?
manager.
Wow.
He built the squad. He did it.
Is that an allegation there, Jeremy?
No, crafty. Like he's good. He's good at doing it. He goes after the players he
Melbourne
wants.
Storm were very crafty back in the
Oh,
day.
see, that's what you're implying. No, he's just good at managing the salary cap. He did it with you boys at Cronulla and got your premiership. And he's come in. He's got Cookie, Val. He goes for players who are going to get paid off their old club, and then we will pick him up cheaper.
All right, very good. Bit of chat around Gutho, maybe not being there.
Yeah, he's coming. He's going hard, but they lost Blaze to Allianz as well.
But he's losing the captaincy. So
Is that what? And they're going to give it to
Yeah.
who? Moses.
I'd say so. Yeah, maybe that was to keep Mitch there. Yeah. So I mean, Gutho could go there. What with how crafty Flano is with the salary cap? I would have used the word clever.
Clever, yeah.
Because
That's probably a better word.
Crafty implies deceit.
Does it actually?
Let's look that up, Steve.
No,
Thank you.
because they say crafty halfbats when they're playing footy. That's like,
They're deceitful dummies.
Deception.
is it really? I've just had a front row moment.
Mate.
Jeez, they got good deception, those.
What's deception mean?
What does deception
Is that
mean?
tricking?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Well, he's very clever with the salary cap.
We'll edit that, mate. You'll be fine. You'll keep your job. All right, where were we? What other? Yeah, a bit of a slow. Cleary, right? So they've said this shoulder niggle. I think they're calling it like shoulder. What is the term they're using?
Instability.
Instability. Thank you, mate.
Yeah. Come on, man. I've been there, done that.
Have you had shoulder
2
instability?
shoulder echoes, yeah.
Okay, but they're saying he might be back for the final series.
Because they said he will have to get surgery. So he's obviously torn the labrum.
Mate, you were saying you're a front rower.
Huh?
NRL physio.
Yeah.
Good to
Are you
have
sure
on
that
board, mate?
only women have the labia?
Oh, I love
Labrum.
that. That's awesome.
Sorry,
the
what'd you say?
socket.
Labrum. Sorry,
Labrum.
mate. Sorry.
Google it.
I have Googled.
No, I'm talking to the people watching. The labrum.
Labrum. Sorry, I haven't.
Deceitful. Google that as
Sorry,
well.
I haven't Googled labrum.
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 Shoulder socket.
Steve is now calling out off mic, so people they can't hear you, Steve. All right.
BIA.
Here's the question. They're saying that he could slot back into the Panthers for the finals and play a Cooper Cronk type role like he did in that famous final against the Raiders where, he basically played with one wing.
I reckon they'll rest him until week 3.
Of the finals?
Yep. I reckon they'll win week 1. They won't play him because Jerome can carry the team with whoever else is in the halves. But I saw Mitch Kenny's out this week as well. So that's another spine player. Yeah. Dill's come back in the last week or two. But there's a lot of in and out, but they keep winning. Obviously, they lost last week. But
yeah, I know. They're amazing.
They've just been unconvincing.
There's a lot of in and out with the labia.
It's a labrum.
Labrum. Hey, so let me ask you this, you two rugby league geniuses, let's say he's only 50% and when I say 50%, it's the Cooper Cronk thing, he's playing with one arm.
Would you play him?
You'd play him?
But they can turn around a shoulder and you're just getting strong, so it's not too unstable.
They can turn around a shoulder. No,
but
so it's facing the wrong way.
No. they can make it strong in a short time frame.
Okay. So yes, Jimmy, you're actually a coach. I should have asked you, not Latsy. Would you play him if he was a one-arm player in the grand final?
Oh, grand final, 100%.
I'm asking the coach.
If he could do his job and do what he needed to on the field, and he told me he could do it, then I'll put him in.
Thanks, James.
Is that the same thing as you?
Yeah, thanks.
Have you got it? Latsy didn't say anything about if he could do his job. He just said, I'll put him in.
Yeah.
I just asked, he needs to be, if you play, you can't play grand final with 12 men. So if he plays, he needs to be able to do his job.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Let me ask you, have you got any other footy news you guys want to bring up? Anything happening the Dragons or the Cowboys. Obviously, a lot of chat around this 8th spot. Now, you've assured us that it is the Dragons.
Well, we play Cronulla down in Wollongong this week in a local derby, which they scraped a win over Newcastle with a late field goal by Atkinson, which would be a big game, mate. That I reckon we'll win down in Wollongong, but we play Parramatta away, and that game scares me next week, and then we're into Canberra at home in the last round, which I don't think they'll have much to play for, and they'll be already mentally on Mad Monday.
Well, who can push them out of the 8? The Dolphins. I know that Jimmy all year's been saying, no, they'll keep sliding.
Well, who do they play next week? Because they play Melbourne this week, which is a hard one for them.
Then they're the Broncos. Obviously, the Broncos are making a late charge.
Is that in Brisbane? Oh, that'll be at Suncorp regardless.
It is Suncorp regardless.
The Dolphins and Dragons are both outsiders this week. Then you got to go next week. You have what do we got?
He just said
Broncos.
Because if they get on the same points, our for and against is horrific. So if they get on the same points,
yeah,
they
that's
got us.
right. Yeah.
Then who did Dolphins play last round?
Dolphins last round have got the Knights, and the Bronx have got the Storm. But the Storm surely will rest 17 players.
What are the Broncos on? We'd need to lose every game for the Broncos.
Not for the last game, I don't think. I reckon they're more.
They did against
chance.
us. Sorry, Jimmy.
I just reckon because they come up here next Thursday, so I reckon they're probably more of a chance to rest guys for a long travel trip.
So, and then you would play your full strength side a week out from the first final, would you, or just to make sure they've got?
We played Melbourne Storm at the Dragons 2 years ago in the last round, and they left everyone out of that game. And that's still travel. Where did the Storm play Dolphins last round? Or whoever they play.
They play their Suncorp, so they've got 2 Queensland trips.
That's long travel too, James.
Yeah, so they might not take them for either then. Hey, maybe they keep them at home, but then that's 2 weeks out. So.
The life and travels of James Maloney.
Well, surely they have basically secured the minor premiership. They're two games clear of Penrith.
Are they 2 games clear now?
Yeah, so they've won
4 and against. Though,
yeah,
what?
4 and against. They're 171 points difference, and Penrith are 162 points difference. They're 4 points out. So basically, they win one more game, which you'd like to think in those last 3, even if even if Frank Panisi's running out at halfback, you'd think they'd still do it, right?
That's
so
true.
I don't know why we got into whether or not they're going to rest players, right? Because are they going to be full strength against the Dragons? Was that the question, or the Dolphins?
Melbourne, against because Maloney's saying they don't want to travel to North Queensland.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm thinking that they probably wouldn't.
Yeah. No, it's not a bad shout. We'll see.
It's been a long time since the 8 was quite so secure this far out, right? You're going to have 3 rounds of a lot of dead rubbers.
Sorry, who do Melbourne play this week and where?
Melbourne this week play against, thank you, Latsy,
what day?
Dolphins in Melbourne on Saturday, 5:30 p.m.
There you go. So Jimmy might be right because that's then a short turnaround to a Thursday game.
Yeah.
In North Queensland. So, hey.
They win this one against the
on
Dolphins, they're done, then they rest them for the last 2 weeks. Is that what we're thinking?
No, I don't reckon they'll rest them for 2 weeks.
Okay.
But I think Maloney might be right because then you're not. Because then what's the following? Well, your Thursday to a Friday game, I reckon. Friday or Thursday that last round?
Last round there on a Thursday.
Yeah, okay. Then they got 9-10 days to recover for the final. Mate, far out. Get us on the flight path for the Melbourne Storms.
All right, well, there we go. So we're thinking, I know you're thinking Dragons will finish 8th. Jimmy, has your opinion changed? Have you got somebody else that you think will slot into that 8th spot?
No, they probably should get it, to be fair.
Okay.
The Dolphins have got a tough run. And
There's no one else outside of them two that can. Broncos probably can't.
Knights is the only other one. They're on 24 points as well. Knights, their last...
can't make it.
Their last 2 games. Well, Bunnies, and then they've got Titans.
Who do they play this week?
And then Dolphins. Bunnies, Knights, Dolphins. So that's kind of the easiest run. So
And
if they can put good scores on, let's have a look
what
at
Dragons
their...
on?
Dragons are on... They're minus 92 points difference.
No, 28 points though.
28 points.
And Knights are 24.
Yeah.
They really needed that win against Cronulla.
Yeah, they did.
Then that would have made it a bit more interesting. I think Dragons have got it.
Yeah, I think you're right, mate. Pop the champagne, eh?
Let's go.
Another good year for the Dragons, finishing 8th.
There he is again. Oops, he did it again.
All right, lads, let's go to the positive place. I think Jerry's saying it's, but we need to get there. Is that right, Jerry? Yeah. want to get there. Do you remember the question I asked you? Who was the one teammate you both played at lots of clubs when they came and said to you in the dressing room, mate, I'm leaving, I'm going somewhere else? You were like, oh, I'm really upset because you're a great guy. I want to know that player and why they were such a great teammate. Latsy, over to you first.
2008, when I was in reserve grade at Parramatta, when Jimmy Maloney told me he signed at the Melbourne Storm, I was absolutely heartbroken.
Is that true?
Yeah.
That's beautiful,
No,
man.
fuck no, man. I moved out. I moved in with John O'Wright. He was way cleaner. He was a bit erratic like Jimmy, but I was pretty happy.
Latsy, you've taken it the wrong way, okay? This is a positive place.
Yeah, I was so positive when he left. You didn't define that for me.
You were sad. You were sad because of your love for this person. I mean, you're a man filled with love.
This is it, mate. It's a love-hate relationship.
Okay.
He loves seeing things happen to me. Like he wants to see me get knocked out. Like what sort of mate is like that? But I'm different. I love seeing him do well in life. So we're a little different like that.
I think you've completely ruined the question. Jimmy, have you got the teammate that you were sad that they were leaving because you were so filled with love for them?
Probably. I'm trying to think of guys that.
I left you.
Moving on. I reckon it was for retirement, but I reckon I enjoyed playing with Michael Luck over at the Warriors when he retired. That was good, just because he was a good fella, but he was also someone I really enjoyed playing with. You know,
such a jock sniffer. So. He's your boss at the Cowboys. That's what he's jock sniffing.
Is that true?
No joke. You are
Jimmy.
such a jock sniffer, man.
What do you mean?
He's your boss at the Cowboys.
Because he gave me a job, I can't still.
Well, exactly.
I've not enjoyed playing with him.
Mate, you got on way better with me than him. And I left back to Australia in 2011. You should have mentioned me. I'm off that.
You just bagged me because I left.
Yeah. And the other player, Jimmy, were you sad when Todd Payton left? Were you playing with him anywhere? Or?
No, I actually ended his career when we were at the
Warriors.
Remember when Inu scored that try?
2011. Same year.
That was Tony's last year. So
very, very different story.
Michael was a year later, Latsy, 2012.
Yeah, so me, I left 2011 and then Lucky left 2012. I failed to get a mention.
I was sad when you left too.
That's such a backhanded compliment, man.
Well, I mean, you had just said you were happy that he left.
Oh, but I was suck. I do that. Try to make people laugh. Obviously, me and him, we went Parramatta together. We went. I want you to
right now tell Jimmy how much he means to you and how much you love him.
Jimmy, honestly, you know I do love you, but you're such a small doses person.
No.
Oh, positively.
No. This is your chance. And people boys don't do this enough.
All right.
Men don't do this enough. You need to tell him you love him. Why do you love him?
Why? He's just great fun to be around. We have a great laugh. I remember one of the boys at Para used to, one of the first grade, we used to walk around the streets of Parramatta and he'd bring a tennis ball and fuck that tennis ball when I'd fall asleep and he'd start throwing it at the wall. That tennis ball would come around us everywhere in Parramatta with us. So he'd be throwing it off walls, but we'd just throw it together. That was our bonding. We'd throw the ball to each other and that's how we got good hand-eye. But yeah, so I went from 2019 to 2000. When did we go to Amsterdam? 2022. I hadn't seen him for like 3 years. So that was quite emotional seeing him at the airport.
Beautiful,
and
man.
did we celebrate?
See, isn't that nice? You've said And Jimmy, why do you love Latsy?
Because he kissed me on the lips when he came to see me in Amsterdam airport. It was very surprising.
And I accidentally dropped the tongue in it.
I went in for a hug and then he just fucking kissed me on the lips.
Well, I thought he was a girl because he had that long, he had that shit haircut. So I was like, she's beautiful.
I don't know what's happening with this segment, but that's beautiful to see the love that you two have for each
mate,
other.
we're going to talk about something. There's nothing else to talk about this week.
Yeah, a bit quiet, but it's all good.
Can you get one of the Cowboys to go play up on the week off this week so we've got something to talk about next week?
Let's do our round preview, which should contain your awesome statsy. This, as we said, is round 25, and we are the number one round preview place in the Rugby League podcast world. West Tigers, Manly Seagulls, Leichhardt Oval, spiritual home for the Tigers, Latsy.
Yeah, obviously we know the Tigers like playing there more than Campbelltown, even though they got the win there last week. But unfortunately, Manly, they're a bit like the Cowboys. They're getting all the things humming that they need to coming into the finals. Old Lukey Brooks, who's never played in a final series, goes back to Leichhardt.
Brilliant.
So he'll be looking to impress. So I just think Manly will be way too good.
Jimmy?
I'm going to throw Tigers after a high of getting a win last week back at Leichhardt, where they've got a really good record normally. So I'm going to throw up an upset.
Like it.
Very good. I saw Ruben Garrick in Freshwater on Friday. Just brush me. All right, Warriors take on the Bulldogs. They're paying... the Bulldogs are obviously the favourites. That's over in New Zealand at Go Media Stadium. Can the Warriors finish on a bit of a high? Sean Johnson, only a few games left. Jimmy, let's go to you.
Yep. Again, I'm going to reckon it might be a round for a few upsets. I'm pretty sure this is Shawnee's last
it is.
Mount Smart game, is it?
Yeah,
so
it is.
It's going to be a bit of a highly emotional thing. So you'd think if the boys could get up for one game, I reckon this could be it. So, yeah, I'm going to go the Warriors.
Now,
what was their result last week, sorry?
The Warriors last week, they lost to the Seagulls 24-10. Now, obviously, Sean Johnson's reached out to you during the week. Are you flying over for this last game, being the mentor? Are you walking him out?
We were a joint package, me and Maloney, and he said he can't come. He's got to go to some Hall of Fame lunch over the weekend.
Because he's becoming an immortal. So, yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Warriors or doggies?
Nah,
Latsy?
the dogs are rolling. Doggies again.
All right. Broncos, they take on the Eels. That's at Suncorp. The Broncos are on a bit of a roll. Jimmy, Bronx or Eels?
Bronx.
Did they play last week?
Yeah, but they won the week before, right?
Yeah, that was against Cowboys. That's no scalp.
They pumped the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Pulled their pants down. That's a bit of a roll, isn't it? No? Sort of. They did well in the bye. Trained hard.
I think they'll beat the Eels.
Yeah. Parramatta play well up there, but I think Broncos.
Is that your awesome statsy? Is that connected?
Well, and I think also there's a few players out. Reece Walsh is out. Payne Haas is not in the front row either. You know what? I'm going to go Parramatta in an upset.
Goodness me. Okay, Raiders take on the Panthers. Obviously, Jerome Luai in the half. Back position, Raiders, they stunk it up last week. Latsy, do you give the Raiders any chance?
Mate, Ricky was very animated and very direct about the team's performance, just saying it was not good enough after playing the Cowboys. So I think they'll respond. I don't know if they have it in them to beat the Panthers. I reckon it'll be a really close game though. 1-12 either way.
Very good. Panthers, Jimmy?
Panthers by a mile.
Storm, they take on the Dolphins, Amy Park. Well, we've chatted about this one already. Do you give the Dolphins any chance, Jimmy? No.
They'll put a clinic on.
No. Okay, Bunnies, Knights. Bunnies disappointing last week. Knights probably feel a little bit ripped off.
Yeah, Newcastle win. I think they'll definitely win. But yeah, I don't know.
A core stadium, is that a home game for them, the Knights? Latsy, or
it is. Yeah.
Is that a home game?
Yeah.
Yep, very good.
Well, they actually stayed in Sydney this week after, so they didn't have to travel.
Okay, so
back
definitely
to Newey and back down this week.
It's a long way.
Yeah, it is.
Jimmy, Knights, Rabbitohs.
I'm going to go Bunnies. I reckon after the disappointment of last week getting done by the Tigers, and obviously it's vice versa for the disappointment for Knights in another way, a game that they should have won. I reckon their Bunnies might just come out and get them.
There you go. Sunday, we've got the Gold Coast Titans up against the Sydney Roosters. That's on the Gold Coast. Latsy.
Roosters, Titans. They need. I thought they'd play better against the boys on the weekend, but they did not play well. And yeah, Roosters play well. They're looking formidable. I think Jimmy Maloney may end up playing them in the finals.
Oh, for the Jimmy Maloney Cup. Roosters
there we go. I'm just happy though. I think everyone was unconvincing last week, so now they've turned it around. So it's good to see. Roosters will win.
This show should be called Unconvincing because it's on so many levels.
Mate, when we start, if we ever get to selling merch, LFG is very unconvincing.
Dragons, Sharks.
Game of the round. Game of the
derby. The grudge match.
I'm actually playing in there's an old boys touch game at half time. Dragons versus Sharks. No joke. 7 minutes. Did you see me body paint for that?
No, did you body paint? Is there a photograph?
It's on my Instagram.
Okay, Steve, can we add that in right now? Well, you had your kit off.
Ironic
That'll
for
be a good chance for everyone to go get some drinks and food then, eh? Get gear up for the second half.
Well, mate, hey, a few of his ex-grand final winning teammates, Luke Lewis, who I'm looking forward to getting chafed trying to run.
He'll put it here.
Oh, yeah, I know. And that's someone in my team at the Dragons called him when I was in the room and goes, "Bruh, can you smash Latsy?" And I'm like, "You bugger." I'm here.
Gal, did you say?
Yeah, Gal, Fafita, Wado, Todd Carney, Greg Bird.
That's a side.
Yeah, Maloney did make the cut. And then
who's on your team?
Myself, Ben Craig, Jace Nightingale, Cos Stanley, Dan Hunt, Bo Scott. Yeah, I can't remember anyone
Did
else.
you say
Good
it's just
sides.
touch, Latsy, or is it tackle?
Touch. It's only a 7-minute touch game.
What are the chances of it breaking out into tackle if somebody puts a little shot on?
Oh, mate, I don't think so. Birdie's a grub, though.
Yes.
Greg Birdie's a grub.
Mate, you've all got white line fever. Yeah.
I reckon there's a big chance that someone will G up and put a shot on Latsy.
Oh,
and then will
yeah.
you hit the next bloke? I can't. That's almost more exciting than the game.
Well, mate, you can't wait to watch these old fossils trying to play touch out in the middle of the
Yeah,
field.
that's why I reckon you'll start flogging each other. All right, very good. That was round 25. What a great summation of what's happening. I didn't hear your awesome statsy, though, Latsy.
Yeah, so my awesome stat for this week is Cowboys won last week, and that was a 4-point game because they're into the bye.
I think we need to change. I know,
league.
but we need to change the name of your statsy. It's just Latsy's statsy.
That wasn't awesome, yeah. Hey, surely, Jimmy, you got any funny stories? Anything you can give our punters? We might need something for the socials this week.
We've got loads for the socials. We're okay. We're actually winding it up here. We've got about 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
Why don't we finish with a would you rather? Jimmy, have you got one?
Yeah, I just found one out. So you got, we've got to keep them clean now. So we're going down this avenue. It's a bit disappointing, but because the start of the show, we obviously was a bit of chat around single parenting and stuff like that. So we'll jump off the back of that and we'll say, would you rather find true love today or win the lottery next year?
Win the lottery.
I've already got true love.
What happens if you died, Latsy, before that?
It is what it is. I'm dead. I'm not going to remember it.
How much money in the lottery?
I don't know.
Is because there's 100 million tomorrow.
It could only be a 1 or 2 million, couldn't it?
Yeah. The romantic in me, obviously, as you mentioned before, I'm a single father. But I had a good stint in a relationship with a great woman, but that come to an end, and now I'm focused on other things. So I'm not looking for love tomorrow. So I'm 100% taking the money, and the love will come down the track when I build the best version of me. Oh,
when you can buy them.
what are you implying, James? You're a crook, mate.
Okay, so you're taking the cash.
I'm cash.
I've already got true love, and it's the most amazing thing.
Well,
so
tell your face.
Would you rather keep it? Would you rather keep it or win the lotto next year?
I would rather keep the true love because it's been so hard looking after these kids the last 3 days.
1 week on, 1 week off.
Mate, I don't know how you do it.
Really? You can't do a week with your kid? I love it.
But
how old are your kids?
Mine 3 and 7.
Yeah, mine are 11 and 8.
Yeah, they're
the
friends.
best. It's the best age. I freaking love it.
Jimmy, what were you going? Well, I guess it's keep your true love or win the lottery.
Okay. Money can't replace my true love, so
See?
I would keep that every day of the week.
Yeah, me too. You're a terrible person.
I've already got
Jeremy.
money. Money comes, money goes.
Yeah, mate, I'm just saying. I'm not at a point where I want true love, so I'm happy to wait it out. There are a few beautiful women who I'm talking to at the moment.
Whoa.
600 businesses going, and he's
Exactly. My focus isn't there at the moment.
Okay.
That'll happen.
All right.
Mate, look at me.
Build the money and the women will come, eh, Latsy?
What's that, bro?
build the money and
Oh,
everything
mate.
will come.
I got a unicorn in the background, so when we sell that. But look, it's not about that for me. It's not. I'm doing things that make me happy, James. And at the moment, I'm really happy with the balance in my life.
Is the podcast in and amongst those things that make you happy?
100%. I love coming in here,
Me
talking
too.
shit with me, mate. I don't love when I come in and you're like fucking bringing me down like a lead balloon. But I love seeing your face, James.
You know, I am going to skip out of here whistling. I feel great
Hey, I
now.
feel I've had a good finish.
Yeah,
I've had a good
been
finish.
fantastic. All right, that was Rugby League Journeyman, another Rugby League podcast. Please follow us at Rugby League Journeyman everywhere. Tell your friends, tell your family. It is growing very nicely. It's slightly different to all the other ones, right?
Yeah, we got it, mate. Even on Insta, off Maloney's hectic story. God, we got some new follows last week, Jimmy. So
It's great work.
mate, get thinking for next week. We need another great yarn from Jimmy Maloney.
Very, very good. And did we come up with a closing catchphrase, Jimmy? What was it last week?
What do we say?
CFL.
Fuckers.
See you fucking later.
I think it was. All right. CFL? SFL.
SFL. Did I say C?
Yeah, you did.
Enjoy your week.
Bye.
Enjoy your weekend. Go to Dragons.